前景是帶有桌面的辦公室，背景是一個帶有植物的牆身，幾個人坐着。
Hi, we are Seekr. My name is Rizzo.
And I'm Lamia.
We have a motto in our company. We say, Seekr, your visual companion. That's what we want it to be. And another motto we say is AI for the VI, so AI for the visually impaired.
So basically, I think the start of this idea happened during COVID from my grandfather, who at that time being visually impaired, and everybody was practicing social isolation. He was getting very frustrated by staying at his own home because he needed help for every small items. So he was asking me, hey, Turzo, right, you're an engineer. Can you help me at least build something that I can do these things by myself rather than having to like depend on somebody else? So that's when I started thinking, I was like, wow, we are having these self-driving cars with Tesla. Why can't we take the same idea and try to like make the lives of the visually impaired and the elderly more independent and more accessible?
前景是帶有台面的房間的模糊圖像，背景是一個帶台面的房間，幾個人坐着。
I was born with a very rare and untreatable condition called retinitis pigmentosa, RP, but I didn't know that I have it until I was 25. And right now, I have lost a majority of my eyesight within 2 years. So you first pair the device and the mobile app assistant with Wi-Fi, and then on the side of the device there is an up and down arrow button. These are for changing to different modes. This is death mode, there's a scene mode, and there's a text mode. And basically we want to use it, say, I want to know what's in front of me right now. I can just click the circle button right here and then take a picture.
So what we try to believe in our startup is like user-centric approach rather than tech-led innovation. So if we just focus on the tech and try to push it down to our users, the users are gonna rapidly change to something else. However, if we are listening to the users, what they need, how would they interact with our offering, our features, and then we come back to like, okay, how can we make the tech around it? That's what differentiates us from the rest of the competitors.
When we say gain independence, right, what we mean to say is that letting visually impaired people or elderly people make decisions themselves. Let's say with the Seekr device, if you have enough information about your surrounding, you will make that decision by yourself. Do you want to be in this room? Which corner of the room do you want to be? Do you want to be next to the fridge or do you want to be sitting down? But most importantly, letting them have their independence to make their decisions in where they want to be.
So the spectrum of visual impairment is really wide. So what I'm most excited is that anyone on the spectrum can find it perfect for their everyday lives.
So this is a global solution that we're trying to build, and we really believe like in the coming year, besides serving the Hong Kong population, we'll also be like serving like the other parts of the world.
We just came back from Washington, D.C., and it was quite fascinating to see what people in New York, Washington, Los Angeles, how many visually impaired people there are, what are the services that the government is providing to them, and we also were trying to understand how our device will fit in that market. We do have some clients in the US, we also have clients in Singapore, so we're trying to find channels to serve them better.
So I think one thing about Seekr is that the problem that we're trying to solve is a global problem. It affects people from every part of the world, and we have like our users with their kind of needs coming in from the everyday daily use. So that makes one of the great benefits for us, that once we go to an international market or a new market, they very quickly understand the problem that we're trying to solve, and they connect with this mission. And that makes it very, 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 very compelling for us to internationalize very quickly.
My advice to all entrepreneurs is only one thing: is how are you going to build your resilience? Resilience is something that is important not just in your everyday life, but also in a startup world. One of the reasons is because you've got limited money, limited resources, limited connections to make something happen. So in the early days, to get started, it can seem very difficult, but as you grow, the challenges become different and you start seeing that the different resources that you did not have in the past start appearing. So don't give up and continue being resilient.